Sammy here, just getting ready for my vacation, and today's vlog is going to be on how to navigate from Seoul to Incheon and how to travel and how to enjoy flying economy. I usually fly business class, but this time I had to fly economy. I'll talk about it a little bit later. So the first thing you got to do is you got to arrive at the Eric's terminal, which is Seoul Station exit 3. So I took a Kakao taxi from home to here, and about 6,000 won from Itaewon to here. Took 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So it drops you off and you just go inside here and you go all the way down. Now I'm going to be taking the Eric's Express, and because I'm flying Korean Air in Terminal 2, I get priority at Incheon Airport, and I can check my luggage here in Seoul Station, so I don't have to carry it all the way there. So we're going to experience that. I'm going to show you what to do and how to do it. So get into the terminal, go down to the second level, and we'll see you down there in a minute. We are on level 2, and when you get down here, you'll see the signs right there saying express train. So what you got to do is, the first thing you got to do is you got to buy your express train ticket. So you got to buy your ticket, then you go over here to check in, and then you can do immigration right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go buy my express train ticket. That's what's the first thing you got to do. Then you got to go over to the check-in counter. Now, the check-in counter is only good, you can only check in for Korean Air, T-Way, a few of the Korean airlines. You have to check with your airline first if you're allowed to do this express check-in service here, okay? So that is available on your website, on your airline's website, or check with them or your travel agent. So I buy my ticket and I'm going to check in. See you guys in a bit. Back. So now, so I left my house at 4:20. It is now 4:50. 4:50. So in 30 minutes I've arrived here. I've checked my bag. So I went to my ticket counter there. I checked my bag. They processed me. So I have to wait here for about 5 minutes for them to check my bag, scan it, and make sure that there's no items that are restricted. Now I'm going to go over to immigration, which is right there. Okay. I'm going to go to immigration and I'm going to get cleared for immigration here at Seoul Station. That's going to take about 5 minutes, and my train is in 30 minutes. So lots of time, nice and relaxed. So this is what you have to do. 8,000 won discount for the train. Check in over here. Okay, see how easy that was? There's no lineup. It's so quick and easy. And then you check into immigration. Again, no lineup. And then you get on the train. And this is the express train, not the all-stop train. And the other thing, you must be on one of these airlines. Asiana, T-Way, Eastar, Jeju, Korean Air. And there's a couple of other ones like Seoul Air or something else, okay? And it doesn't matter whether it's Terminal 1 or Terminal 2. They do all of it here. So my flight is at 10:40. So I'm about 6 hours early. It's going to take me about an hour to get to the airport, and then to clear security about another 20 minutes, depending. I'll show you some tips and tricks on how to clear security very quickly. Oh, I forgot. With the Eric's, you get to bypass security. You go through the diplomats and flight line. So you get right in right away. All right, so now I have to go into immigration, so no cameras allowed. So I'll talk to you as soon as I get out of immigration. Talk to you soon. That was it. That took all of 3 minutes to go through immigration. There was one person in front of me. The longest line I had today was to buy my ticket for the train. That was the longest line. The immigration line, the check-in line, let me tell you something. I have flown out of Incheon Airport for 10 years. At least, I'm going to say 3 times a year. So I'm going to say 30 times at least I've flown out of Incheon Airport. And 90% of that time I've flown business class. So because I flew business class, it didn't matter whether I flew Korean Air or whatever. I took the Eric's train. I checked in online, web check-in, which you must do. Web check-in whenever you can. Pick your seat, get booked in. You don't get bumped. If you web check-in and you're a little bit late at the check-in counter at the airport, oh, you're still golden. All right. So web check-in, that's tip number one. And pick your seat. Okay. So, and then when you come here, just be friendly. Be friendly with the agent. And I was just joking around, you know, I was saying nice things and everything like that. And I said, you know, what's the best seat that you can get me? And she goes, let me see if there's an aisle seat available, you know, or like the best seat with nobody sitting next to you. I was just joking around, and she set me up. She goes, yeah, it's not a full flight, so you can go on there. And, you know, kind of like hint. So like, oh, is it a full flight today? I said, oh, well, if you need to bump somebody, you know, you could always bump me up to business class, you know, make a joke about it. That way, you know, it's not like you're asking, because everybody asks, right? I just made a joke about it. I wasn't demanding. So, you know, and I'm like way early for my flight. So I'm joking around. I'm here to make your job easier. She goes, you know, is there any liquids or anything? No liquids. I put all my batteries in my carry-on just to make sure that it's not in the checked luggage. I followed all your instructions. You know, just tell them that you're paying attention to what their job is. Again, making their job easier. That's all you got to do. And they appreciate that, because they're constantly saying the same thing to everybody every single time. So if you can make their job easier, they're happier to help you if they can, you know. So that's the thing. So maybe she made a note of how nice of a guy I am to the next agent when I check in. So when I went to immigration, stamp, done. When you go to the airport, you can just use your ARC card and your fingerprint to go straight through. You don't have to line up at customs or whatever the next step is. Again, this is the first time I'm doing this, so I'm going to report back as to what the process is. Normally what I do is and I'll explain when I get to the airport about how I speed myself through immigration and customs and security. Security is the big deal. Immigration and customs is second. But again, I am so impressed with how great this service is that I am seriously considering only flying Asiana and Korean Air in the future. And I'm not even at the airport yet. I don't have to carry my bag. I just have this little bag to carry around. I don't have to go on the train or anything like that. So my train, so now they said I had to wait 5 minutes for my bags to be checked. They didn't call me. So I'm gonna head over to the train, which is on the other side over there. I'm not very hungry. I'm gonna eat at the airport. I'm gonna have a snack at the airport. So let's head over there now, okay? Itaewon Sevi. Talking to you soon. Just walked over to the other end of the terminal, let's say. And so I'm just waiting for my train. So it's about 30 minutes away. So I'm not gonna go downstairs because it's an open air station, so it's going to be cold, and I have an assigned seat. That's the other thing about the express train is you have an assigned seat, so it doesn't matter whether you line up as you would have for the all-stop train. The all-stop train, you have to try to get a seat, and if it's crowded, you're standing for 45 minutes to all the way to the airport. I don't want to do that. So I'm heading over to the new Terminal 2, which is the brand new terminal that opened last year. This is my first trip outside of Korea in 18 months. I didn't travel last Christmas because I had to work. So I'm traveling for the first time, and my first time in Terminal 2, the brand new terminal. I'm going to be checking that out. So one thing I noticed is there is a lounge for express train right there. It's a tiny lounge. It's got 8 to 10 seats. It's really small. Now there's a premium lounge right here. Now that costs about 10, 20 bucks. Am I gonna go in there? Nah, not really. I'm gonna do the economy class trip this time. Let's see. I'm lying. In Sri Lanka and in Bangkok on my way back, I will buy a lounge. Maybe I'll buy a lounge here too. I'm not 100% sure. It depends on. So my plane leaves. I have to board at, let's say, 10 o'clock, 10:30. I'm gonna arrive there around 5:30. No, I'm gonna arrive around 6:30. Let's say 7:30 till 10:30. So 3 hours. I like to walk around the airport and check things out. I'm gonna do some duty-free shopping as well. So I'm gonna have 3 hours. I think I will buy a lounge access. So I'm gonna do a review on that. There's an application that I use called Lounge Buddy, and it gives you all the lounges that you can buy access to, like $20 or $30 to get into a lounge, and you can just chill out and relax, eat some food. I don't mind paying for it because you get a comfortable seat, it's warm, it's kind of quiet, and you get food. I mean, if you want to buy food in the airport, it's at least $10, and then you have to sit in a crowded area and everything like that. So if you do the lounge, I mean, you're paying for the seat, so the food is included, and I maybe get to have a drink. Because this is a night flight for me, so I am going to definitely sleep. Yeah, I'm gonna sleep. I was up late last night with the pajama jam with my ladies. Thank you very much. We were up late, and then this morning I woke up early. I was up at like 4 or 5 a.m. Again, because I'm excited. and then I got a little, maybe a nap, a 2-hour nap in the afternoon. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get the lounge, get something to eat, chill out and relax, and then sleep on the plane the whole way. I'm gonna not take a nap. That's the other thing. I've done that before, where I'll pop into the sleep area and take a nap for an hour or so, and then set my alarm and everything. But not gonna do that this time. We're gonna head down, get on the train. When I come back, we're gonna be on the train talking to you about the trip to Incheon. Talk to you soon. Here I am sitting in the train, about 20 minutes before the train departing. I'm sitting in my assigned seat. The train sits in the station, I guess, for 20-30 minutes before departure. I got a nice little window seat. Nothing to look at right now except for the station. And I got the bulkhead seat, so I can't really stretch out my legs. That's unfortunate. Once the train starts moving, because it is an express train, it does not stop. If I can find a better seat, I'll move to a better seat. So right now everybody's boarding and getting ready. I'm gonna sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. It's gonna take about 45 minutes. It is a direct ride over there. So let me tell you a little tips. So again, I have flown business class most of my life. I have flown executive or business class or first class. It doesn't really make a difference. So I've never really had a problem with check-in, and that's the reason why I like business class. Well, first of all, I get the lounge, I get access to expedited entry, just the VIP service, which I appreciate. Now, with economy, you don't get that. Now, that's why I decided to experience this, and it was a benefit because it is Korean Air. So when you go to the airport, you have to check in, and you got to line up, especially in economy. It's a long line. Now, they only open like 3 or 4 hours before, but with the AirX service, you can fly in, you can check in the day before if you want to check your bag. Or not the day before, the day of. The day of. You can check in the day of. So the most important thing to do is to make sure that you check your airline. That is the most important thing. Check your airline, check, you have to give at least 3.5 hours before your flight. I would do even longer. And the reason behind that is because you need time to travel, and you need time to check in, clear security, clear immigration over there. Again, the process over there, I don't know what it is like, so I'll let you know. But you need to go check in over there. So give yourself enough time. Give yourself enough just in case time, right? And the beautiful thing is that Incheon Airport is a great airport. There's no issues there about having to find something to do. So when you get over there, you just chill out and relax. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you some tips once I arrive at the airport on how to clear security if you're not on the Airx system, if you're not on the express train with Korean Air or Asiana or one of the Korean airlines. So I'll show you how to do that. All right, so see you guys in about an hour. Arrived at Terminal 2, and this is going to be my first experience at Terminal 2. I've been through Terminal 1 quite a number of times, you know, well, of course, I talked about that earlier. So less than 45 minutes from station to station, express, no hassle, no problems. Let's see what it's like. Talk to you guys soon. First impression of Terminal 2, a little confusing walking in, because once you clear the train terminal area, it's a little confusing as to where you should go. So there's a sign just one sign that says passenger terminal. So it's a little confusing as to where you should go, whereas at Terminal 1, there's no other place to go except straight. So yeah, there's a lot of restaurants at the entrance here. So if you're hungry, this is still pre-security. So I think they call this curbside or whatever. And then once you pass security, it's like airside. So yeah, first impression, little, just tiny bit caught off guard, I guess. So yeah, so now once you come to this side, there's a lot of signs that say, you know, where you are, and then, so for example, it says, you know, arrivals and departures. So you have to go up the escalator to arrivals and departures. So there's 3 escalators here and an elevator. It's pretty extensive, wow. It's huge. So as you can see on this side, it keeps on going with food places. And there's a whole bunch of food places down this alley, which I just came up. So I'm gonna head upstairs and talk to get through security. I'll see you guys in a bit upstairs. Taking the escalator up to the 3rd floor, and let me tell you, this place is huge. And for an airport, it's pretty quiet. I guess it's not busy, but the roof, look at that. So I'm on the 3rd floor departures check-in counter, and it looks like Terminal 1, same style setup, you know, and if you look at that, the same style of gates. So I'm gonna check to see where I have to go, which check-in counter. So I'm gonna use the smart check-in because I already checked in and I've got an ARC card. I'm a permanent resident, so I can just use the card and my ID to go through. So Korean Air is D, E, and G, which is right over there. And the smart check-in is over here. Now, I'm going to give you the tips after I check in. The reason I want to get through this really quickly is because I always arrive early in the event that something goes wrong, right? So that if I have to go and, you know, I get delayed somehow at security or immigration or something like that. But I've already checked into immigration, so let's figure out how to do this smart check-in. Okay, see you guys in a bit. What I have to do, what I found out is I just have to go through this priority lane right here instead of going through the regular lineup over there. I just have to go through the priority lane, and I have to just check in through, I guess, security and baggage security in through here. So let's go through that and figure out what's going on. Talk to you soon. So I cleared immigration. It is now 4:40. I left home at 2:20. So in less than 2 hours, including travel time, from my front door. I've cleared immigration and I'm in the airport airside. So I just have to head to the lounge and relax. Let me tell you something. This new immigration system they have, I don't think you can see it back there, but it is the new biometric self-serve system. Is phenomenal. It is amazing. You cannot get through there any faster. I mean, I basically just walked through. I scanned my passport. I walked through a gate. It asked for my fingerprint. It took my photograph, and then the door opened and I walked straight through. I didn't talk to a human being. I didn't get any stamps. I didn't do anything. Now, I think I had to do that even though I pre-cleared immigration over at the other side at Seoul Station, because they said that I had to come and do that. So it was insanely fast. Now, airside, Terminal 2 looks just like Terminal 1. It's got the long hallways, right, with all the duty-free shops and everything like that. So I'm gonna go take a quick explore around because I've never been here before. And I'm gonna find the lounge. So the lounge that I'm gonna go to is about 30 bucks. And I'm gonna go check that out and see. My gate is actually right here, 249. So my gate is right here. Again, I just walked straight through and I'm here. I've, other than flying Emirates first class, which took me about 90 minutes from door to airside was about 90 minutes. This took 2 hours, 20 minutes. And that was because I had to wait 30 minutes at the airport, at Seoul Station for my train. So let's take 30 minutes off for waiting. And so that would have taken me about 2 hours, less than 2 hours. And that is really good. So I'm very impressed so far. Now, if you're not flying one of the Korean airlines and you find yourself at Terminal 1 or even at Terminal 2, here's a tip, all right? When you arrive, first of all, you're web checked in, and they have self-serve check-in as well and bag drop-off, so the lineups are a lot faster. What you gotta do is, once you get your boarding pass, you gotta go and find the lowest line. Now there's 3 security check-ins. Don't go to the one right in front of your gate, in front of your check-in counter. Go look for the other one, which is probably much less traffic. Now, if you are running tight for time, you can go to the front, and there's a little side gate that says priority, and you can ask the person, listen, here's my boarding pass, I'm late. They'll let you go through that side. Okay, I did it once. So that's another tip. And then once you clear immigration and customs, you're airside. I mean, it's really quick and easy. You got to look for that slow line, okay? That's the way to do it. Any other tips, I'm going to follow up with you once I'm in the lounge, okay? I'm going to get over there. Talk to you soon. I have to walk over 2 gates to the lounge. Now, again, I'm not flying business class, so I have to pay for the lounge. And the lounge that I'm going to is called the Matina Lounge, and you can actually see it right there. Okay, it's by the escalators at gate 252 on Terminal 2. It's 30 bucks to get in. Gives you 4 hours, food and drink, and a relaxing space. Now, if you want to go first class, you can go to the Gold Lounge, which has, you know, premium food and massage chairs. I think I might do that just because I want to relax before I get on the plane. Pamper myself. Now, the other thing I got to do is I got to buy my friend cigarettes. I got to take care of that. The other thing I got to do is as well, I got to find a currency exchange, because I got about $200 or $300 in Korean money that I just want to have as a buffer. And I got to either deposit it into my account or I got to exchange it here, because I can't do it in Sri Lanka. They won't accept Korean money. So I found the currency exchange, gonna go take care of that. I'm gonna get my friend their cigarettes and maybe do a little shopping, and then I'll talk to you later. So I finished the shopping. I did the cigarettes for my friend. And here's another tip. I did walk around and take a look at. There's so empty. I guess it's because it's late. I've usually come to the airport in the mornings. I've never taken a night flight, a red eye as they call it. So as you can see, pretty well empty. So the other thing I did was take a look at the electronics. I kind of want a new shaver, but maybe I'll wait a while for that. I don't know. I'll think about it. Anyway, so I was taking a look around at the food, and it's expensive. 12 bucks for a set meal over here at this little food court over here. 12 bucks for a meal. So what I'm planning on doing, spending a little bit more and going to the Gold Lounge, and they have premium food. They have a massage chair and bathroom and shower and sleeping quarters and everything. So it is now 11:15. My flight starts boarding about 3 hours from now. So I got a good 3 hours to chill out and relax. And the other thing is I got in and I got all my shit taken care of. Sorry, all my stuff taken care of. I got the shopping done. I got through immigration, through customs, through all of that, and no issues. I bought what I needed to buy. I did everything, and I have time to just chill and relax. I'm not rushed through the airport. I mean, I see people running through the airport take the time. There's not that big of a deal at the airport to just chill out, What was I going to do at home? Nothing. I'm excited. I want to get out. Now, here's a little tip that I'm going to give you for flying economy. Now, this does not work all the time, and I have a friend who's a flight attendant, and I read a lot of flight news and flight blogs and stuff like that. So one of the things that the flight attendants appreciate, because they work really, really hard, is a little treat. Now, don't make anything. Just come to the airport and buy some snacks there's a candy store here. So I bought individually wrapped, like Halloween size candy. Or if you want to buy that in advance, and you do that and you just give it to them. You give it to them as you board or after you sit down. I think I'm going to do it as I'm boarding, and I give it to the person at the front. Or maybe after we're seated and everybody's seated, I'll just sneak up to the front and give it to whoever's in my cabin. Because the thing is that it doesn't get you anything except making them feel better. I never ask for anything. I just be nice. It's customer service. That's my job. When people are nice to me at the club, I let them in. Oh, yeah, is that the lineup? Oh, okay. And if they don't ask me, I'll see where they are in the lineup, and then I'll walk to them in 5 minutes and say, hey, guys, okay, come on in. Because they didn't ask, If people, it depends on how they ask, right? If they come up, hey, I'm from here and I was told I could, no, you're not going to have it. So it's the same thing in this job, because they're asked every single time for upgrades and special things. Hey, if I get a free glass of champagne, I scored. I'm going to sleep the whole flight. It's, it's a 10:30 flight. It's 9 hours. I am going to eat and pass out. That's the thing. I'll take a couple of drinks of some good scotch. That's what I'll probably do. Because I'm not a scotch drinker, but that stuff just knocks me right out. A couple drinks of scotch, and I'll just pass out and sleep the whole flight. Because it's a night flight, and I'm in economy, so there's no perks for me. Now, I do have like 80 gigabytes of movies and videos, TV shows that I haven't watched, like Black Mirror and Man in the High Castle, Ozark, Narcos, Mayans MC, that I haven't had time to watch. So I'm probably going to chill out and watch a little bit of that. I borrowed a friend's tablet. He lent me his tablet so that I can, watch on a bigger screen. I got headphones. I got nice big headphones, noise canceling. So I'll just chill out and, relax. I got my comfy pants on. I got my slippers. So I'm just gonna relax and enjoy it. So those are little tips and tricks that you can do when you're flying economy to maximize your travel. And this I just thought of. If you're going to fly economy, try to take a night flight, because everybody will be asleep, especially kids. So if there's kids on the flight, they'll be sleeping the whole time, because it's nighttime. So their bodies are naturally going to go to sleep. So that'll help in keep it quiet and relaxed and everything like that when you're in the back of the plane. Now, the other tip that I'm going to give is also when you're choosing your seat, choose as far back as possible. Not the very back row, because that one's a little uncomfortable. Like 3 or 4 rows from the back. That way, it's the last part of the plane that gets filled. And I don't understand this. People are like, get up and go as soon as the plane lands. The doors aren't even open yet. Just chill out and relax and wait for everyone to go and then get off the plane. That's the important thing. So, those tips, if you keep them in mind, you will enjoy your economy flight. So, I'm going to go check out the lounge right now and I'll report back in a bit. Talk to you soon. I'm here sitting, relaxing in the lounge. Now, unfortunately, because I'm taking a night flight, I couldn't get into the Matina Gold Lounge. I had to choose the regular lounge. It's not that crowded. I mean, as you can see, it's pretty empty. So what I'm planning on doing is just drinking my $30 worth of alcohol. So it cost me $30 US to book this lounge for 3 hours, which is perfect because my flight is leaving in 3 hours. So I'll have the time to chill out here. I'm watching a couple of movies. And I just had some beef stir fry, and it's very Asian. So some rice. I had a glass of white wine and some orange juice. I'm gonna go back. Oh, they had pumpkin soup, really good. I'm gonna go back for seconds on that, and then maybe some more of the sweet and sour chicken. That was really good. And they have chicken wings. Anyway, so there's dessert. There's no hard liquor. There's only wine and beer. So I was trying to get into the Gold Lounge, but they close at 9. So it was only 2 hours. And I wasn't going to pay the $50 to get in there and then get kicked out at 9 o'clock. So might as well chill out here. There's no real, couches or anything like that. Just these, pretty comfortable. Very plush, very low. And they got tables, so it's okay for now. The one thing is that though they don't have bathrooms here. Yeah, so one of the couches opened up. Maybe I think I'll go over there and stretch out a little bit, huh? Yeah, baby. Anyway, so one glass of wine. Maybe I feel a little tipsy. I don't know. But I'm going to upload this here in Korea, but it's going to be scheduled for a couple of days from now. Okay, so what else can I say? Always, always, always set an alarm for 10 minutes before your flight, your boarding pass says, so that you can check the boards that are all over the airport as to where, and even set an alarm like 30 minutes before your boarding pass says, so that you can double check that your flight hasn't been changed, your gate hasn't been changed, nothing. So I'm looking at it right now, and it is saying still perfect the same time and the same gate. So no problem there. Now, what else? Yeah, the one issue with this lounge, there's no bathroom here. You have to go out. So I gotta carry all my no, not like I have a lot of luggage. My carry-on stuff, I gotta carry it out. I'm gonna see if I can leave it at the front desk just for the 5 minutes that I gotta hit the bathroom. That's why I have also a little carry bag. This is my important stuff I put in there. The money and the passports and everything like that. That goes in that bag. My carry-on bag has just like a set of clothes in it, just in case my bag doesn't make it. It never happens unless you fly Chinese Airlines. But the bag that I have, the red one, that is just my laptop and some clothes. and the batteries, all the batteries for everything that I'm taking, for the drone, for my fan, for my shaver, everything are in that bag because you cannot pack batteries into checked luggage. It has to be carry-on. Now, one thing is that they told me I couldn't bring my toothpaste, but my toothpaste is in that bag. They didn't say anything at security, so go figure. But I guess the check-in counter, they're being a little preventative. There was a little hiccup, just for about 1 minute, 2 minutes, because an airline is responsible for the visas. If a passenger boards the plane and doesn't have the proper visa for the country they're going to, the airline is fined. So they always check. So it happened to me many, many times when I was, not when I was leaving Korea, but when I was leaving Sri Lanka to come to Korea. Or maybe, I can't remember where, because they're used to 3-month visas. Most countries in the world give 3-month visas. But I have a 6-month visa when I was a tourist here, like 10 years ago. And Canadians are one of the few countries in the world that gives 6-month visas. Korea is one of the few countries in the world that gives Canadians 6-month visas, tourist visas. So there was always this thing, oh, you're like, how are you extending, or like, how come you did 6 months or something? It was always a confusion. So they have to check. It's their policy. They have to check because they're liable, right? So this time they're asking me, do you have a Sri Lankan visa? And I'm like, no, I'm a Sri Lankan citizen. Oh, do you have your ID card or your passport? I go, no, I have a visa exemption stamp in my passport. So they had to look at that, and they've never seen it before. Now, I am a Sri Lankan citizen, but I haven't gotten my paperwork completed, which is another reason why I'm going on this trip, is to complete my paperwork, get my ID card. I don't know if I'm going to get a passport or not. I don't really need one, but I'll get my ID card this trip. So there was a little hiccup in that they had to check it. But, they're just doing their job, so not a big deal. And, every time I go through, like, security or customs or immigration, I always say thank you, good job, everything, have a great day, everything like that. The guy patted me down. They had the body scanner here. That was pretty cool. Went right through. So he patted me down, and I have my chapstick in my little, the little pocket that you have here, this little side pocket, right, in jeans. The little coin pocket, right? And he felt it, and he goes, chapstick? And I'm like, oh yeah. I said, you're pretty good. He says, I do it every day. So that was funny. You joke around with them. You don't make fun, but you be calm, right? You're just talking. It's not that big of a deal. They're doing their job. So that's the thing. So anyway, I am going to go for round 2. I think I am feeling that wine because I haven't eaten anything all day. Yeah, I think that's causing me a little bit of woo. So I'm going to go for another wine. There's beer, but I really don't like beer because when you get on a flight, you don't want to be pissing every 5 minutes, getting up and going to the bathroom, especially in economy class. Those bathrooms get disgusting real quick. So do your business before you get on the plane and then sleep. So I'm going to hit up another soup. Maybe get some dessert or there's some snacks there. I don't know. I'm going to check it out, take a look what's going on there, and I'm going to relax for the next little while, watch some movies. Incheon Sammy, out. Hey guys, so I'm at my gate, getting ready to board. This was my adventure in navigating Incheon Airport and economy class. So I'll try to take some video inside the airplane and talk to you a little bit about that. So what I'll probably end up doing is doing another video on the other side when I get to Sri Lanka and talk to you about that. So yeah, I'm definitely going to go to sleep. I am exhausted. You can tell by the droopy eyes. I had a couple drinks. It made me feel good. Nice and relaxed. Definitely going to pass out and go to sleep. So everybody have a great holiday, a great Happy New Year, and great January, and I'll see you all on the other side. Incheon Sammy, out.